All right. Let me know what made you decide to join this live session. What was the major key takeaway for you hope to take away today? I want to gauge our expectations. I want to know where we are at so I can meet you your expectation level. Do you understand? I want to meet you at your expectation level. So let me know what you hope to take away from this conversation this afternoon. And I'm joining you live from Lagos, Nigeria. Say domiciled. Okay. All right. And my name is Linda. My name is Linda, in case you want her. What's the name behind the voice? My name is Linda, okay? And I'm joining you live from Lagos. So no, I want to scroll down the chat and see who we have, what people are saying in the comment section. Okay. Apologies once again. I know that we've commenced a few minutes ago. We've commenced for a while now, and we were hoping to get to have this conversation with my guest. And like I said, if you're just joining, he has technical power issues, electricity, power shortage where he's at. And he told me the last time we had conversation that he is actually going to where he can get a power supply. And I'm pretty sure that my assistants are interacting with him right now, and they are trying so hard to get him to be on the call. Okay. And so let's exercise some patience. Let's bear with him as he will be on the call any moment from now. I mean, this isn't what we expected, but it is what it is. He will be joining us any moment from now. Please do not drop off. Kindly do not drop off. Just exercise some patience. Things like this happen in some parts of the world. Okay. All right. In case you're just joining and wondering what's going on, my guest is having power shortage. And so he is trying everything within his power to get to where a power supply is to join the conversation. It is heartbreaking. It is not really quite what we expected, but rest assured, I have good hands behind the scene, incredible, reliable hands who are interacting with him currently. And without further ado, he will be joining us any moment from now. And I've asked us earlier to let me know your expectations with this live series. What do you expect? What are you expecting from this live series? What made you join? And what do you want to take away from this conversation today? I would love to read from every one of us in the chat. We have a handful of us while we hope for others to join, or while we hope for us to share the link for others to join, right? Because you need to share for others to know that something is happening here. So kindly share and let me know where you're joining from. Let me know where you're joining from. Let me know where you're joining from. Let me know what your expectations from this conversation today is. I would like to read from you. I would like to hear from you as well. Okay. I have my guest right here, right now, and I'm going to be adding him on the stage. Drum rolls, drum rolls. We are ready to kick things off. Are you ready, Chika? Can you hear me? Okay, I'm going to be adding you on the stage right now. You are right now on the stage. People can hear you, people can see you.
Okay. Hi. Good. Good. Sorry for the time. Like Nigeria happened to me, so I had to find a way. Sorry about.
It's okay. We kept faith with you. For you, I'll be telling my guests to hold on that you definitely come join us. And I'm glad you are here today. How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm good. I'm alive.
I like that. I'm alive. Okay. Um, let's kick things off already. You are someone who is very vocal with his HIV status online, particularly on TikTok. You're very vocal about for the fact that you're living with HIV, and you have gone ahead to even do some advocacy around HIV. And so I'm wondering what led you to, what's your story? Why advocate for HIV, and why are you so very vocal about your advocacy?
Okay. So what's the question? Sorry, the network was fluctuating. What's the question again?
Okay, my question is, you are someone who is very vocal with your HIV status and your advocacy on your social media platform. So I was wondering what led you to this point of having to advocate for HIV. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Did you hear my question?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me? The
I can hear you.
network. Uh, okay. So I just want to get the question. I did not hear the question exactly. Sorry. What's the question exactly?
You are into HIV advocacy on your social media platform.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering
Yeah.
what led you to being an advocate for HIV management, I guess.
Okay, okay. So the truth is, the truth is, the thing that actually led me was fear. I was scared, right? I was always falling sick because for the larger part, I've been HIV positive. I have not been on my medication. I've been HIV positive for like 7 years, and I've not been on my medication. So um, I was always falling sick. So I was scared one time when I was rushed in the hospital. I was in the hospital bed. I was sick, and I was on TikTok and then I saw a man said that it takes HIV 5 to 8 years to graduate to become AIDS, and when he's AIDS, there's no going back. And when he said that, I was so scared because I've been HIV positive for 7 years without medication. So I was really, really scared. And I immediately just wanted to come out to talk about my HIV status, to talk about my life, and whatever happens happens. It's just to pour out everything that has been happening to me, pour out my whole heart so that if I die, I'll just die empty. That's all I wanted to do. It wasn't because I was really courageous. I was scared actually. But when I came out, the kind of impression I got afterwards kind of really encouraged me, and then I wanted to now live my life and continue advocating. And yeah, I took it as a point of duty to help other people, but it came as a result of fear actually.
Okay. All right. It came as a result of fear, but can we backtrack it a little bit? What do you think led you to? Is there anything you think made you contract HIV, or is there anything you can pinpoint um to be the reason? Could, did you hear my question?
What's the second question?
So I asked you, probably this network is really crazy. So I asked you if I get the fact that you said it was because of fear. Okay, but I want to know what kind of fear. Is it fear of dying first? Or what kind of fear was that all about? Because I want to get to know what.
Fear of dying. fear of dying, like dying without speaking, because I was bitter inside. I didn't like the fact that I was putting a lot of people at risk and putting myself more at risk. So I just wanted to like speak out. And if I was going to die, let me just die. Do you understand? I just wanted to speak out, right? But when I spoke out, I still got a lot of people stigmatizing me, from that time. But at the end of the day, there were people that was in my DM. Oh, thank you, Chika. Because of you, I've done this. Because of you, I've done this. And those people were the ones that encouraged me to continue to do what I'm doing.
Okay, you made mention that you was scared that of dying first, and you were scared that you were putting a lot of people at risk and yourself at risk. So I'm wondering, what exactly are you doing that is putting people at risk, right?
I
And
was,
before you
I
get,
was, still, I was still having intimacy without protection. So yeah, I was still having intimacy without protection. And yeah, so I was that it was really that was really risky, because the thing is, it's not even the people that I was putting at risk. Now I was putting myself more at risk, because there are a lot of people that have HIV, a lot of people, right? And there's something called reinfection. So now that I'm HIV positive, if I have intimacy with another person, the HIV inside of me is different from the HIV that is in another person. There are two strains of HIV. So now if I I'm careless enough to continue to have intimacy, I can get reinfected. And that's like having two kind of HIV inside of your body. That could actually be more complicated. Do you understand? So that's why I usually say I was putting myself more at risk, Yeah.
it's interesting because I, for one, do not know that there are you said there are two strands of HIV. Did you say
Two
two
strides,
strands?
yes, two strides of HIV. Two
Oh,
strides, two strides of HIV.
oh, okay. So the one you have might not be the one someone else's have, and you might have intimacy
Exactly.
with the person or expose yourself with the person, and you contract the second one.
Reinfection, you can get reinfected. Now the thing is, the way to know that HIV is different for different people is even through the symptoms, because HIV itself does not have specific symptoms. HIV is a virus that when it comes into your body, it starts to immediately attack your immune system, and your immune system is what is responsible for protecting you from sicknesses and defending you from sicknesses. So if your immune system is compromised, then those sicknesses that it was protecting you from will start to come. Now, at that time that you start to experience sicknesses, the sicknesses that you experience is what you're going to regard as your own symptoms. Do you understand? So that's why the symptoms I experienced is different from another person's symptoms. Somebody here now can come and tell you, oh, I experienced swollen lymph nodes, I experienced rashes, I experienced this. I didn't experience swollen lymph nodes, I didn't experience rashes, but I experienced diarrhea, I experienced pneumonia, I experienced night sweat, I experienced fatigue, I experienced fever, I experienced weight loss, and then acute headache. These were like the seven main kind of symptoms that I experienced. They brought light. Sorry, they brought light. I've been waiting for light since. So yes, that's it.
Okay. So you are saying, I will go back to the question I asked. So what happens if you now contract the second strike? What will happen to the person?
That is worse. It means that you have to be taking your ARVs twice. You have to be taking it twice. They're going to take you to second line. That second line, if you're not very careful, you could graduate to become AIDS. So having two strides of HIV is worse. So that's why everyone has to be very careful.
So you're not saying that if someone has two strands of HIV, the person's the person would migrate or be would hasten up to getting AIDS faster than if
Yes,
the person has two strand.
yes, exactly. Yes.
Okay, let's take the conversation beginning. Is there or are there? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear me? Okay, so I want to take the conversation back. So, are there activities or things you did that made you think that, okay, these are the things that I did that exposed me to HIV? Because we are taught in
Y-
school some ways someone can be exposed to HIV, haircuts, unsterilized needles and pots and pins and stuff. So at their lifestyle, what do you think exposed you to getting HIV?
Well, the thing is, right now, young people are being very reckless and very, very, they take uncalculated risk. And it's really, really bad because a lot of young people are living with HIV, and it's because of the lifestyle that they live, partying, house parties, clubbing, getting drunk, doing drugs, um, being sex workers. A lot of young women are into sex, are into hookup these days. Like they have, WhatsApp group that they are in, and then they get contact of men they sleep with and get paid. And you see, this is how HIV becomes prevalent in our society. When a lot of people, are bent on making money and then decide to just have intimacy with anybody, even people they are just in for the first time, they don't even care. Do you understand? And not a lot of them even know how to use PrEP. It's very, very important that if you are into, you know, hook up, it means that you're an high risk individual. If you're an high risk individual, it is important for you to be on PrEP in order for you to protect yourself from contacting HIV. Because, like I said, the amount of people living with HIV are really enormous. They are more than whatever database we read for you. Because there are people who have been living with HIV for years without knowing that they have it because they've not been seeing symptoms. And yes, it is possible to have HIV without seeing symptoms. So all this reckless lifestyle is something that a lot of people need to make conscious decision to, turn away from and start to live very decent lifestyle. Very, very important.
So you're saying that you contracted the HIV by living reckless lifestyle.
Yes, yes, yes. I was knacking, like I was a narcologist, right? I was always like knacking, like if I go to a state for the first time, if I go to a new state for the first time, right? The first question I used to ask then is, where is the closest brothel? Because I want to just go and knock before I even settle down. So I was just too reckless. I was very, very reckless, too reckless. So any money I have, I'll just go and want to knock. That's what I was doing then. So, but it was not a good lifestyle, right? And experience taught me. And but I don't want that kind of. I don't want people to have, to experience HIV before they, turn on their ways. That's why I'm here.
So take me back to when you realized that you had HIV. What was it like for you? How
It
did you
was
get to
really
know? Where
It was really not a problem. Oh. See, when I was told I have HIV, it was not a problem. Some people, when you even tell them that they have HIV, some people laughed. Like it would be you like blue film. Do you understand? It would be somehow HIV. How? It was not a problem. When it became a problem was when I was now being stigmatized. That is when it became a problem because I was working. I'm a photographer and a makeup artist, right? So I was working with a company when I found out. Now I was always sick, and now that company were the ones that took me to the hospital. When I did the test, they had to get back to the company that I was positive, and they pretended. So the company got to know. The company now had to tell the person who introduced me to them, right? The person who introduced me to them now had to tell the woman he knew me from, right? Because the woman he knew me from had a modeling agency. Now, when they told the woman now had to tell the models, this your photographer is HIV positive, or hope none of you did anything with him. Before you know, boom, everybody got to know about it. So as I was leaving Abuja, because I told them about my HIV status around 10 a.m., right? And then around 4 p.m., I was asked to leave. So I had to take night bus from Lagos back to Abuja. Before I got to Abuja, my family already heard I had HIV in 24 hours. In less than 24 hours, the news was already there. So that was 7 years ago. So I was really not happy. I was very, very sad. So I tried actually taking my life, one time, and yeah, because of the whole stigma and all of that. The stigma is still there, but now I have been able to, you know, overcome it. Now it doesn't really get to me.
Okay, so when you say stigma, what was the things they were doing? What are the actions people were doing? that you
I've,
felt was
I've,
stigma?
I've avoid many avoiding me, speaking to me rudely.
Mm,
You know, when people treat you like trash, right? Even in church, I get stigmatized till today. I get stigmatized in church. I get stigmatized in supermarket, barbing salon. You know, different places. But you know, it worries me not anymore.
mm. Okay. So, what did you do when people started stigmatizing you about this? How did you get to this point where you have now grown that it doesn't worry you anymore?
I pray. I pray. God's grace just helps me sustain it. I pray. Because trust me, man, it's not easy. It's not easy. There are a lot of people that really wants to come out to just talk, to allow themselves, like unleash the pain that they have inside. But then the fear of stigmatization is crazy. Is crazy because the stigma is not here. The stigma comes from everyone close to you, even family members. And the family members are supposed to be strong for you, stigmatize you. It gets to you more than anybody else. Do you understand? So it's crazy.
Mm. Okay, so but I was asking you that question to know if there are some practical steps people would take. I know you said prayers, right? But how about people who, I mean, when these things happen, or even when similar things happen to some people, they are weak emotionally. There is like you're not weak physically, oh, but you are just weak in your spirit. So are there some practical steps you took that people can hear and take as well?
Yes, I did some practical things. First of all, I bought books to read, and the first book I'll recommend to anyone is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. If you know that book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. So I read that book and it helped me. It helped me to like just mind my business and mind me first. And then I was always consuming positive and motivational write-ups, on social medias and all of that. I was always speaking positively to myself. I was always talking positively to myself because you see, the worst kind of stigmatization is not even the one you get from people. The worst kind of stigmatization is self stigma. When people are stigmatizing you, you could block your ears and then you will not hear them. But when you are stigmatizing yourself, it happens internally. It happens internally, and that is worse because you're telling yourself you're not good enough. You're telling yourself you're this. You're so. What I do is I just try to always speak positive to myself, concentrate on what is good, and forget what is not good yet. That's what I mainly do, and yeah, it's been working.
Hmm. So in a situation where people felt like, oh, um, this shouldn't happen to you, when they begin to question God and they decide or they tend to be suicidal like you did, what helped you out of your when you were suicidal? What made you how did you were you able to come out of it? Did you seek help? Did you seek therapy? Or what did you exactly do?
I was lucky enough not to die. I personally feel that God doesn't want me to die. With the amount of time I attempted suicide in my life, God doesn't want me to die. He doesn't want me to die by my own hands. Yeah, that's one thing I know for sure. And how I've been able to stay without being suicidal anymore is by, like I said, concentrating on what is good, on the positives, not just the negatives. And knowing and realizing that HIV is not equal to failure. Being HIV positive does not make me an instant failure. Being HIV positive does not make me, incompetent in the areas where I am, valuable. So yeah, so being HIV positive does not take away the greatness that is in my inside. Because that's what a lot of people feel. That's how a lot of people feel. Because they have HIV, everything has fault. Because they have HIV, their life. No, 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 no. No, no, your life is still awesome. So you don't give yourself that what I'm talking about, yeah. That's it.
So right now that people are still stigmatizing you a little bit, and then you made mention that you had to lose your job when your employers found out that you had HIV. How are you dealing with life right now? Are you doing your own business? What exactly are you doing? I mean,
Okay, so for right now, I tried getting jobs in different studios, but because of my face, because I'm out there, no studio wants to grant me a job, right? No studio wants to get me a job, so it's really hard finding something to do. Um, um, but I'm not doing anything right now. God has just been faithful to me, good people from TikTok and all of that. And I'm actually planning to start up a business, and it will be coming soon. I'm just optimistic about life.
okay, because I mean, when you said you got dropped, you dropped off from, they had to let you go, and then the stigma is still there. Do you think, now I want to ask you this question, I have to ask that question, okay, what are you currently doing, but I want to ask another question. Do you think you made the right choice coming out? I mean, do you sometimes regret that you came out? I know your coming out wasn't out of your own will, obviously your case is different, but being what it is now, do you regret coming out, or
Um, I, I, I don't regret it, right? I don't regret it. Matter of fact, I wish I came out earlier. I don't regret it actually. I don't, and it has cost me a lot. It has taken away a lot of people from me. Not a lot of people wants to associate with me and all of that, you know. But the fact is, I'm at peace. I know that I'm not putting anybody at risk. Yes, and that is what is very, very important to me. I'm at peace within myself. What disturbs me now is, how to just find how to make money and then be in a relationship that lasts to marriage. And if there's no relationship, I'll still continue doing what I'm doing because I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing. No one can make me stop. Not even a wife can make me stop. So if anyone wants to be with me, they have to be rest assured that I'm going to be doing this. I can reduce the velocity, I can reduce the amount of time, but I'm not going to instantly stop doing what I'm doing.
okay, so it's interesting you talked about love. So talk to me about your love life. Because obviously when you were living the reckless life you were living then, I do not think, or can you attribute that to love?
I was never in a serious relationship then, so I was always hook up, hook up girls and all of that. Yeah, and I was also a pimp, right, at some point, right? Yeah, so I was into many girls. So no relationship. But now, one thing that is for sure is that HIV does not stop you from loving. HIV does not stop you from, being in love. Does not reduce the capacity you have to love and becoming loving of love. There are other things that is even more terrible than HIV. There are things that you should look out on people more than HIV, more than them being HIV positive before you decide not to be in a relationship with them. Bad character is worse than HIV. Do you understand? So
I
yeah,
don't
a lot of people
but I
a lot of
get
people, and it's now worse if you have HIV and then have bad character. You cannot have both at the same time. You can't have HIV and have bad character. So yeah, so there are things that people should know. If you find a caring guy who's okay, who's doing well for you, and then he tells you that he's HIV positive and you want to leave the guy because of that, then it is you that actually needs help, not him. So yeah.
okay, it's quite interesting you said that, but I want to ask you specifically, now are you looking into love, or because you talked about love right now, and I'm quite interested in things like that, and I want you to answer that, and I'll take you back to something that you said earlier about pimping, because I want to get to understand what that situation was. Why are we talking about pimping right now? So first off, we talked about love. So are you looking for love right now? Is this something that you're looking into?
Well, I just got out of a relationship, so I'm still like um I don't know if there's a going back to it because I miss my baby girl, But I just got out of a relationship, and that's because I'm public, and she's not ready to be public about it. She's not even HIV positive, but then she cannot be public, and she's I understand her, and that's just been my issue. A lot of girls are in my DM, trust me. I'm a fine boy. A lot of girls are in my DM especially girls that are not HIV positive. But this is the thing, I don't want to do hide and seek. I mean, I cannot be doing that. I'm not saying that I'm going to bring out my girlfriend and say, oh, this is the person I'm dating. But at least the closest people around you should know you're dating me. I can't be dating someone for like 3 months. Not even your sister knows you're dating me, not your brother, not your father, not anybody. It's crazy. And you see, anything that is hidden can be easily discarded. And me, I don't like to be, hidden. I don't like to be doing that. So I'm open for love. I'm open to love and all of that. But I'm not going to
So
be
when
hidden.
so when you talk about somebody hiding the fact that they're with you, do you not give the person the grace? Do you not understand the reason why somebody wants to hide you for a while?
That's the thing. See, being a private relationship is cool. I understand. But you cannot hide me. Can't be okay, imagine when I'm in my girlfriend's house and then her friend is coming and then she tells me, please go, 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 my friend is coming, go to the other room, my friend is coming. And even me, I feel stigmatized. Do you understand?
Hmm.
So what is there in saying it's crazy, man. I can't take it anymore, and I really can't. I stand for courage. I stand for boldness. I stand for acceptance. So I cannot be in an environment where I am not, accepted, or where I have to be, hiding because I want to protect somebody's, reputation. How about like I'm in love here. It's painful. It's not easy, right? It's not easy. So
To say something, but before I say what I want to say, my network. Okay. If you want to be part of the, if you want to join in with your voice, okay, if you want to like come on stage and ask questions directly and interact with Chika, kindly click on the link in the chat. You can switch off your video while you switch on your audio. Do you understand? But if you're comfortable switching both, go ahead and do both. And if I once I see you on the stage, you're going to stay on the stage for a while. I'm going to add you up on the conversation, and the rest of us in the conversation can hear you. All right. So I want to ask you something, right? I know someone who is married. Chick, I'm talking to you now. I know somebody who is married. For a fact, matter of fact, this marriage is almost getting to 1 year, and she has not posted it on any social media platform. Okay. Obviously, people came for the wedding. Obviously, people came for the traditional wedding. Obviously, parents know that this person is married, but there is no social media evidence, footage, right,
That
showing that this person
that's
is
fine.
married.
That's not a problem. That's not a problem. My problem is not that she can't come. No, I don't even want her to be online. Do you understand? My problem is inside the house. I cannot feel stigmatized. It's not cool. Like at least your brother should know you're dating me. Your immediate family should know you're dating me, right? I cannot. And there's something called discordant couples. It's all about giving them the opportunity to learn. Okay, this is what discordant couple is. If you are HIV positive and you're on medication, another person, if you're HIV positive and you're on medication, you cannot transmit HIV to your partner that is HIV negative. And with this proper education, family can learn, do you understand? And all of that. But we can't be saying that we want to do something serious and then your family don't even know me. It's not cool.
The comment section. Are you currently on medication?
You said what?
Are you currently on your medication right now?
Yes, 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 yes. Always on it.
Uh, Okay. Is your I want to ask, so is the viral load still transmittable?
So right now I'm undetectable, meaning that I cannot transmit HIV to another person. I'm undetectable right now.
So if you take your HIV test, it's going to say negative.
Um, I don't know how true that is. That's never happened to me before. If I do the HIV test, it is still going to. I've tried doing it twice, and it came out positive. So I don't know how it happens for other people, but for me, It's still showing positive.
So, what is the difference between still being HIV positive and
The
um,
difference is the fact that you cannot transmit HIV to another person. It's a very big thing, knowing that you cannot transmit HIV to another person. It's an amazing privilege.
okay, so currently you are on treatment and your viral load is low, you cannot transmit HIV to someone else, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay, I've just answered. So, what is the availability of your HIV medication? So, someone is asking in the comment section, what is the availability of your HIV
It's very
medication?
free. It's available, very free. A lot of people just don't want, they don't, have the courage of going to the hospital and taking their medications because they don't want anybody to ever see them as HIV patients. The word is what scares them, but the HIV medication is very free. ARVs is very, very free and is
Okay, so
available now.
where can one get the HIV medication right
There are
now?
different, okay, so there's a series I'm doing on my TikTok where I tell people directions or different states. I think I've done like 6 states already, right? So yeah, so maybe they can go watch it. The states where you are, you get to find out um facilities that administers ARVs. Do you understand? There are a lot of facilities that administers ARVs.
What does that mean? Can you say the full name of the acronym?
ARVs means antiretrovirals, HIV medication, the same thing.
Okay, so let me say, for instance, in Lagos, I know you've done a video on your YouTube. Please, what's your YouTube channel? TikTok, right? You've done a video on your TikTok. But for people who cannot be running around TikTok right now, let me say, for instance, in Lagos, okay, or okay, you're in Abuja. Okay, let me say, for instance, in Abuja. So if someone is in Abuja and the person wants to get these antiretroviral drugs, where can one get it in Abuja?
Well, you can get it as at different places in Abuja. Like I said, there are different facilities, especially general hospitals or federal hospitals or Catholic hospitals, right? I get my own from a Catholic hospital, Sisters of Nativity in Jukwe, right? That's where I get my own medication. And yes, so you get it. You can get your medication. Is very free. You have to, just make sure that you check the expiring date and manufacturing date of your medication so you don't take medications that are expired. A lot of medications can be expired because of the fact that they might be stored in a place for too long without people coming for them. So yeah.
Hmm. So what's the process like? You go there, oh, good afternoon, ma. Good afternoon, sir. I want to collect antiretroviral drugs.
So
So do
like
they
you just go you okay, so in every hospital they have heart to heart center, they have the HIV segment. So you go to the HIV segment, right? And then you ask for whoever is a counselor there, and then you tell them that, oh, you want before they even give you any medication, they have to do the test again. If it comes out
mm,
positive, then they give you medication immediately. The only thing you might just have to pay for is card to be part of the hospital, to be part of the whole this thing. Do you understand? When you go to the hospital, you have to buy card to open up a
mm,
file for you. That's just it. That's just all it is.
mm, okay. That's it. Okay. All right, interesting. Guys, so that is free. All you need to do is to get a card, and it's very available in government hospitals. I think we've answered that question now. And he's currently on his treatment, and he's not transmittable at the moment. Okay, so let's rewind back. There's something you said before, and I just kept it there, but I'm picking it up right now. So you said you were pimping women at some point in your time. So how did we get to that point? Like, has it like what was going through your mind at the point in time?
Frus- Frustration, like, okay, so the whole pimping thing just started like by chance, actually. I was working in a club as a photographer, and then one girl came and she was like, she wants to sit down somewhere. And I was the photographer, and she came early. So I just told her to sit down somewhere, right? And when I told her to sit down at that particular place, later on, some PROs in clubs came and they came with their bowlers and hair. So that place she was sitting down, one of the guys, the ballers, took her, right? And when she was going, she was like, hey, give me your number now. Now she thought I was already a pimp because she thought I deliberately told her to sit down there because I wanted to hook her up with someone. But I didn't know me, I just told her to just sit down there. And she said, I'm leaving. Oh, give me your number so I'll call you. Thank you very much. I was like, okay, no problem. I gave her my number. The next morning, she was like, I'm done. Oh, please send me your account. Let me send you your cut. I was like, wait, cut how? And then I sent account anyway because I wanted to know what she meant. So I sent account. Next thing I'm seeing 30,000 naira. I'm like, 30K. What happened? What's happening? She now told me that the knack was 100K. Oh, that my cut for 100K. 100K is 30K. I was like, oh wow, mad. Oh. She came the next day with her friend. Two of them. I gave them out. I think they paid them more. I think 150K each, and then they paid 45K. I made 90K for doing nothing. I saw the business in it and I was like, oh, this is a very cool business. I have to continue doing that. And then I started doing that. I started going to different clubs to look for girls. I'll bring them to the club where I work and get men in that club where I work to meet girls. It was just crazy. It was just happening, But at the end of the day, I felt bitter. One of the things that the devil does is that he creates petty names for serious crimes. Now, they call it pimping. I just saw myself as a pimp. But the thing is, I was into sex trafficking, and that is a very serious offense. And that is something when I called it what it was, I started hating it. I started hating it when I knew that this is what it is. I started hating it very much, like deeply hated it, and that's why I had to stop. I had to stop doing it. So it's amazing that since like more than a year, I've not been a pimp. Like it's crazy.
I'm it's really interesting the way the world tries to paint things, give I don't want to say customize the names, call it
Mm-hmm.
runs, call it pimp, call it I don't know, just give things different names to just take away the real meaning of the words so that people can just think it's normal. I'm glad you were able to pardon. Okay, I was saying that I'm glad you were able to turn around and so you've
Thank
been
you.
very vocal about certain things you've done in the past. Do you ever get scared that I mean, even if you're to be in some working countries, you will get picked up. I mean, just get charged. Okay, do
Mm-hmm.
you ever feel like you are, predisposing yourself to danger by being vocal with some of the things you've done in the past?
You said what?
So I said that you have been very vocal with some of the things you've done in the past. And if we were to be in some working countries, working, you get picked up for these things you are confessing to, these things. So do you ever think that, or does it ever cross your mind that I'm predisposing myself or I'm putting myself in danger by coming out with the things that I've done in
I was,
before
I
in my
was
life?
like, I was, like I said, I was ready for whatever it was, that was going to happen. But so far, I think I don't know. I just know that I'm now adding value and I'm now doing good, better than how I was doing. And so far, there's not been any um accusations or whatsoever. I'm just doing my thing anyway.
Okay. And you coming on this conversation this afternoon is actually quite interesting. And I appreciate you for that. So let's talk about the pre-exposure. Please, I don't want to bite my tongue. The PrEP, okay? What is it and what does it look like?
So this is PrEP, right? This is pre-exposure prophylaxis, and pre-exposure prophylaxis. It's a kind of medication that protects you from getting infected with HIV. So if you are an high-risk individual, you do hook up, you have more than one. Sorry, you do hook up, you have more than one intimate partner. You're supposed to be on this guy. You're supposed to be on PrEP. Very, very, very important. You're supposed to be on PrEP, right? So it just helps you. It helps you to It helps you to just stay protected. That's what PrEP does. So yeah, if you need, so if anybody needs it, this is sealed. This is a new one. If anybody needs it, I could send because it's actually scarce in a lot of facilities. But I could send it to you if you need it.
Okay, so what you have done, because you were showing us something, but your network was a little bit shaky. I don't think we saw it, but
Yeah,
I
this is
mean,
PrEP.
what you're saying
This is
basically,
PrEP. Can you hear me?
okay, yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me too?
Yes. So that is what PrEP is.
Okay, fine. Okay. So basically, what it does is, if someone, as now I know people who are high risk, good, yeah, they are high risk individuals. Interesting. But I want to talk about a situation where someone is raped, or where someone has, yeah, basically raped or had intercourse with someone who they don't know, their history. Okay. So we're saying that this PrEP is that medication someone should take. Is there a time duration one needs to take the drug?
Yeah, so
Is it really for?
if you are raped or you have intimacy with someone that has and you got to find out after the intimacy, right? This is what you have to take. This is PEP, post exposure prophylaxis. Is different from PrEP. PrEP is pre exposure prophylaxis, while this is post exposure prophylaxis. So this is going to help you to like flush out any strands of HIV that might have entered your body.
Okay, so tell us that again. So pro is what and pre is what?
Post exposure prophylaxis, like that's PEP,
Post.
post exposure prophylaxis. So it's a kind of medication that reduces your chances of getting HIV. So let's say you sleep with someone that has HIV, you didn't know, and you got to find out like the next day or something like that. You have to be on this. This is post exposure prophylaxis. You have to be on this within the next 72 hours. That's 3 days. And you have to take it for the next 28 days.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. So how accessible is that post exposure?
How what?
How accessible? How can we access it? Like, is it in the palms? Is it in pharmacies around?
Well, yes, you can
Can
get
one
it
get it in pharmacy?
you can get it in a pharmacy, in a
In
big
kiosks?
pharmacy.
Where did you get?
So for me, I have like an NGO that supplies me all of this. So I just send to my followers, I send to my TikTokers, TikTok fans and all of that.
Okay, your case is different. So someone who doesn't know your NGO, how can one get hold of the post exposure prophylaxis?
You have to go to the hospital. That's why I said it's quite hard to get in some cases, but it's I'm always having it and it's always available at my end because the NGOs always supplies me. As I'm talking to you now, I have like numerous.
Hmm.
So I have a lot.
Okay, it's interesting because it wasn't until I started speaking with you when you told me about PrEP that I had to quickly Google it, and I got to know about it. Like, all my life, I don't know that if someone, because I'm actually looking at it with people who get, when someone a rape case happens, and you have to quickly take the person to the hospital and run some tests. So I think this post exposure thing is also part of what the person should take, because you don't even know if the person has HIV or not, and how can you know? Because sometimes we tend to look at flush the sperm out so that she doesn't get pregnant. But how about if the person that did the rape thing has HIV? Okay, so I think this is one thing talking with you on this conversation has opened my eyes to, and we should speak more on this post thing. Okay, so I have a question in the chat. Someone said, my question is, when you intend getting married, will you go for an HIV patient or someone who is HIV negative?
I'll
Judith
go
is
for love.
asking.
I'll go for love. I'll go for respect. I won't go for what the person has or doesn't have. I'll go for love. I'll go for respect. I'll go for yeah, a good sense of humor. I'll go for someone who's very, very ambitious. You see that you not mention HIV because it's nothing. So yes, I'll go for love. I'm not restricted.
Okay, I wish Judith, you can come on the conversation. You can come on this stage. It's called stage. You don't need to switch on your camera if you're not camera ready, but you can lend us your voice so that you can have conversation with Chika, and you can have the conversation the way you want. Because I really do not know if the answer he has given you is sufficient, is what you want. Okay, so feel free. That is why we're having this live conversation. So you can actually come and have conversation with the guests and banter the way you actually want to. So please join the StreamYard link on the chat. Click on it and I'll add you to the stage. Okay. So Judith, he said he's gonna go for love. He's gonna go for a lot of things he has mentioned for. Okay, so I want to ask you, right? I want to ask you real quick. So if um have you ever dated someone who is HIV positive before?
Yes, I have.
And what was that relationship like?
It was awesome. Like it was a total definition of freedom. You know, I wake up. She takes her medication in the morning, 7:30 a.m. I take mine in the evening, 9 p.m. So we both have alarms of both times. So when I want to take mine, it rings on her phone. When she wants to take hers, it rings on my phone. It's like it was a beautiful relationship actually. Beautiful.
So may I ask, how did you both meet? How did you both meet? Like, was
She
it
she
in one
she
of
met me
your
through TikTok. She met me TikTok, yeah, through TikTok.
and you fell in love with her?
Yes, yes. She fell in love with me first, and then I now
Mm.
returned it.
So what happened to the relationship? Why are you two not together?
So the thing is, how will I put it? I don't know. Like I said, there are other things that you consider other than just being HIV positive. I can't just be with someone just because the person is HIV positive. Love, availability, connectivity, these things are very important to me because I'm a very emotional, I'm a lover boy, right? So I cannot be in a relationship where the love I have to give is not properly reciprocated. So
But in with this person, was she hiding you as well? Because she made mention that
mm,
someone past was hiding you. Was she hiding you too?
yes,
Uh-uh. Why was she hiding you now? Oh my god,
she
this
was,
really took
she
me out of
was, she
the picture.
was.
But like, why is she hiding you? Is it because you're public?
I'm too public. Like, do you know how popular I am? Like, even me, sometimes I go to some places and then they come and meet me and say, the guy from TikTok. And I'm like, yeah. You know, some people are sensible enough to even say the guy from TikTok. Some will say, are you that HIV guy? And I'm like, what the fuck? So, like, um, see, me, I'm not, if I'm not going to be with someone that will be hiding me. That's just it. Right? I can't be with someone like my mental health is very important to me. I cannot be hidden. I cannot be running away from stigma. Like I cannot be handling stigma outside and be handling it inside my own house. No, 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 not possible. Not possible.
Mm. I mean, I understand you. I mean, there's this thing it does to you. I feel like you need to heal first, and so you begin to see things differently. I mean, people have their reasons for doing a lot of things. So I have another question here, and this question is very interesting. Like I can hear the person's voice from the words. Come on stage and ask these questions yourself. So you can battle with Chika. Okay, the person says you have repented and you believe hookup in quotes prostitution is bad. But why are you encouraging people to use the PrEP instead of encouraging them to stop the hookup, considering the larger consequences?
The reason why, okay, so the reason why I am encouraging people to use PrEP is because people will not stop having sex. Nigerians will not stop having sex. So what you do
Mm,
is, since I know you will not stop, no matter what I say, because me, I didn't stop no matter what anybody told me. So since you don't want to
mm,
stop, at least use this to get to protect yourself. Abstinence is the best form of prevention. Do you understand? But the truth is, some people will never stop having sex. Some people will never. I'm telling you that even when I came out to say I had HIV, some girls I used to knock still called me and like, Chika, come, let's still knock. I don't care. Do you understand? Some people don't really care. They will not stop. They will not stop. So it's better you just tell them, okay, since you cannot stop, you don't have that capacity to stop yourself totally, then do what you're doing safely. Do you understand?
mm, mm.
Because just so
And
you
I
know,
think I can relate to that.
a lot of people that are HIV positive are mainly sex workers, hookup girls, and all of those things. Most of them don't even know. Now, let me tell you this: the amount of people that are aware that they have HIV, right, is not up to the amount of people that have HIV but are not aware that they have it. Do you
Mm,
understand? Exactly. So whatever the number is right now of how many people have HIV, trust me, that is not the real number. A lot of people still have it. A lot of people have this thing. So
mm, mm. Yeah, I can remember very well because I'm like I remember one of the growing up there is this what's it called? Condom adverts. They could call it obunabeyi in my dialect. So the adverts will always say that if you cannot hold your body, please use condom, right?
mhm.
Right? Yeah, exactly. And so I feel like what Chika is trying to say. Now I'm going to come from what the person is trying to say. I feel like this person like why are you telling people to really stop and to really use PrEP instead of telling them to stop having sex, like you call it knack. And so and you are saying you have lived the life and you know what is in the I want to call it what the business looks like, right? And this person might be talking from non-experienced point of view, but you are coming from an experienced point of view and you know what the market looks like and what is still looking like. And so you just have to, it's called messaging in marketing. You just have to use the right messaging. What you care about is that people are saving themselves, right? Regardless of what they decide to
Yeah,
do in life.
that is what
Okay,
is most important.
yeah. I think we'll be rounding things up right here. I think we'll be able to finish up with what we. So I'd like to know before I round up, right? How can one test for HIV, and when should one go for HIV test?
Now, you should do your HIV test now. You should know about your HIV test now. This is HIV oral test kit. It is good that you get this. This does not require needles or whatsoever. It's just oral. Just do it and then you get to know your HIV status. So it's good that you know your HIV status now. There's no time to waste time.
So that oral test kit that you just mentioned, is it accessible at pharmacies or where can one access it?
Yes. Very accessible.
How much does
Very,
it
very.
cost?
This is, I don't know, 1,000 something.
Mm, okay. And how do one test? Is it blow breeze or will you breathe inside it or how do one do the testing? Or is it spit? You say oral.
You
What does
said
oral
what?
mean?
You
How
said
do
what?
when someone get that test kit right now, how does it work? Do you need to spit? You said oral. What does oral mean?
So it's just something that you have to like, you just have to swipe. there's a flat plate. You have to swipe it on your gums and down, just once here, once like this, and then you put it inside the tube for like, yes, on your gums, your gums. So you just
Okay.
swipe up, swipe down, then you put it inside. There's a liquid form there. You put it inside, and then you just yeah, you just wait for 5 minutes to come out.
Okay. So we all should go get our HIV. We all should go get tested for HIV right now. Chika is telling us to go get tested. So you know your HIV
Thank you.
status.
Thank you.
All right. All right. Thank you so much. I think we'll be drawing the curtain right here, and I'm sure we've exhausted some of the questions. I have very camera shy kind of people join this conversation today. I was expecting us to the come with the aura, but everybody is shy and camera shy and stuff. Chika, where did you go to? Come back, please, please, my sisters, please holla at Chika, please, please, please. If you're on this call, I'm sure my sisters are here. Please holla at Chika, please, please, call him up. I have a question for him. Where is he running to? Please call him up. We need to answer this question from someone said someone has a question. Please let him know that he should come back. We are not done. Please. He was so quick to leave the chat. It's interesting. Okay. Okay, so someone said you are being stigmatized everywhere you go. Does it mean you carry badge that you have HIV positive? How do they get to know? Okay, he said that he is very popular on social media. He's very popular on TikTok. As a matter of fact, I got to know about him from social media. I don't know him from Adam. So it was because he was quite vocal with his HIV status. And so that's why I got to know him. And I reached out to him since January to be on the show. But things happen and he's here now on the show in October. And so he's quite vocal. He's put himself out there. And so people who are social media savvy get to see him when they see him live. I mean, people who are living in his area, because he's not living in where I'm living. He's not living in this state where I'm living. He's living somewhere in the north of Nigeria. And so I guess that is how people get to know that he's HIV positive, because he's a popular person on social media. He's a social media celebrity on TikTok. And so that's how people get to know his HIV status. So that's how people get to know. I think I've answered that question. And so I think we can wrap things up here. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for making it a date with me today. I hope this continues every week. And in the week where I cannot come live, I'm going to post a recorded video on Shadak Silence. So please, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate your time. It's been 1 hour, 20 minutes of your precious time. I do not take it for granted. And I appreciate you coming right here and engaging. Thank you so much. I love you all. Bye. See you next week. Thank you. Bye.